This video is made for adult collectors because on the way down here to record this video, I stubbed my pinky toe and it still really hurts. So Blokees sent a lot, you can see the light, the reflection of the light on the ceiling. They sent a lot of stuff and it's a lot of stuff. It's a mess. If I close this, it's clean, but you know, there it is. This is gonna be fun. They just changed how the Galaxy figures work, and yet they still fit with the older ones. So there's a lot of new with these, even though they look like they could have been pulled straight from a previous wave. Like there's a lot of stuff that's different here that I wasn't really expecting. Oh, and they also sent me Jetwing Prime and the glorious beast that is Megatronis, so there's a lot to get through. This is Blokees Galaxy Wave 8, Classic Class Jetwing Prime, and Classic Class Megatronis, and a couple little surprises they threw in for me. We'll go with the Galaxy Wave 8 first, because I'm so excited about these. So what did they add? Well, there are more parts on this over the older ones, but you don't get a stand. Oh, actually, before I forget, these were sent by Blokees, by the way. They've got a bunch of Transformers on their website. You can check them out, link below. But yeah, back to the no base thing. They don't have them, but they have more parts and are the same price, so I'm okay with the no base thing. It's like a trade-off as opposed to them going, hey, more pieces, and also more expensive. They're not more expensive, but they've also added articulation, lots of it, and a lot more printing on the kits. Yes, these are kits you build. They build more like Bionicles and less like a traditional model kit, but don't worry, we'll get to traditional ones in a bit. My favorite has to be Metroplex, there we go, from this lineup. It is loosely based off the Thrilling 31, but it also does the whole Metroplex heeds the call of the last Prime thing. That's so cool. The Prime's included. I love that. Shrapnel is neat because he comes with his bug mode. Blitzwing just looks awesome. Unicron's head is really funny, but oh lord is it's nice. It's large too. I kind of hope they do a full body at some point. Oh, and Gnaw. He technically can transform. It's not a feature, it's a fan mode thing, but you can fold him forward, plug the tail in the back, fold up the jaw, flip up the hands, and bam. It's an alt mode of sorts. It works enough for me, honestly. That's how I'm gonna display them. The rest though are still cool. I like Hot Rod's fishing rod and so on, but the previous ones I mentioned are the standouts for me. The printing on here feels a touch nicer than previous Galaxy figures. They use a combo of inkjet and pad printing and it looks very good. But what they evolved with, as I mentioned earlier, is that articulation. So let's get right into that. So the older stuff, we'll just quickly go run through this, had, you know, ball jointed head, it had shoulders that could go up and down. They couldn't really go forward and back on most figures. They could go out, bicep, single elbow, waist joint, hip, forward, back, in and out, thigh rotation, or knee rotation, single knee and ankles. That was the old guys. Then sometimes they would have backpack movement. The new guys, we'll bring in Optimus because he's probably the most plain and generic one here when it comes to like stuff on him. So the heads now have double ball joints, so they can look down and they can look up. And you also get some really nice tilt, as well as an actual neck and head rotation, so that's nice. Shoulders, they can do full 360 just like the last one. They can go up that far, they can go down. You have shifting shoulders, as well as enough space to give it a little bit of a butterfly joint, and then you can get the ball joint in there for some more action to pull the shoulder that far forward or that far back. You do have bicep rotation, single jointed elbows and wrists. The under the elbow to the wrist is the same as the old guys. Then it starts to become wild again, because the torso, as you can see, let's get him into a T pose. He can crunch that far forward and that far back. You have an ab crunch now. You also have a little bit of side to side tilt. Now on some figures it is greater, which I will talk about in a second, but you do have that. You also have drop down hips to allow for the hips to go forward 90 degrees and back 90 degrees and out all the way. You then have, you then have a dedicated thigh rotation on all of them. Double jointed knees now, and then the ankles are the same. So there's quite a lot added to these things. Now some figures like Metroplex, because of how wide the shoulders are, they don't have the butterfly joint because this is one, like two solid pieces smashed together. But he has a bit more of an ab crunch, just due to like the sculpting in here. And then Blitzwing, for example, has a much nicer side to side than the other two. He also has adjustable wings. Sludge has adjustable wings. Sludge's dinosaur mode is the head, which can rotate, look up and down, mouth can open. You have a ball joint at the neck, ball joints at the shoulders that can shift a little bit, and then like this is just regular arm articulation. Then you have a swivel here and a joint that can make the legs go out, and then a ball joint here, and then the tail can move. It's on a ball joint as well. There's actually like a skeleton in here now. It's got an inner frame, unlike the last one that I built, which was Slug, I think. Shrapnel, for some reason, can do that.
So you can do that like the G1 toy. Na's the only one whose like elbows and knees are exactly the same as the old figures. He just has the drop down hips and the ab crunch now. Jetwing Prime fell. And then Unicron's head. Yes, Unicron's head has some articulation. The stand it's on is on a ball joint, so you can pretty much do whatever you want there. And then the mouth can open and close. Now, one thing that I noticed when putting this together, let's just get him apart here real quick. Oh, that one flying. Take his face off. He does have all of the details back there, just kind of like the HasLab, and the eyes. They're on little ball joints, so you can move them around, which is cool and all, but like you can't see them back here. So when I put the faceplate on, you can't really see them moving at all. I like the fact that they move, but I kind of wish you could see it. But I do like the new articulation that they've added to these things. I think the addition of the thigh swivel and the drop down hips and the double knees are like really nice.
So now let's move on to the classic class guys, Jetwing Prime and Megatronis. Jetwing was the one I was most excited about, and he's cool, but oh, Megatronis. Let's just do Prime first. Prime looks fantastic. Like, a Jetwing Prime model kit is, I love that we're getting this now. Oh, and yeah, it comes on sprues, but you don't need tools. This thing looks very good. It's a partial of the other Bay Prime they made, so it shares a lot of parts in the building process, but there is a lot new. Stand, jetpack, guns, axe, chest, head, collar, shield, and shotgun. He does come with those optional arms for no guns if you want him to hold the axe or the shield or the blades, and then you can just make him move E1 Prime if you want to. He comes with all the bits to do that. But you get him on that stand and activate those lights, and man, that looks great. Only issue I have is that I wish his knees were double jointed, but again, it's a partial of an older mold before they moved to double jointing everything, but it would have still been nice. Megatronis though, he is very good. Look at this. I'm so glad we have a toy of this design now. I like the colors with the black with like maybe a drop of brown in it. The purple looks nice, if a wee bit swirly in some areas, and the gold accents look great. The back wings can go like wherever, and he poses great, but we'll talk about that later. He does have his fusion cannon, his stick of death and optional hands, and a stand to put him on with little like flame effects that are purple. The head sculpt is perfect though. I have no issue here. The sculpt and the shaping is just so on point. That chevron Decepticon thing in the middle it's so clean.
So Megatronis' posing is based off of the new like modern Blokees redesign in all their articulation and all their products. Jetwing Prime though is based off of an older mold, so he doesn't have a lot of those things. However, the head has a bit more range now because it is smaller. You do get the bigger head, but like this is a smaller one, so it fits within the collar and looks a bit more proportional. But everything else is about the same. If you've handled the normal Prime, it's got the regular shoulders, single elbows, the elbow swivel, hips, ball joints, knees are not as good as I'd like them to be. Ankles are on ball joints, so you got that tilt. But the jetpack has some articulation now. So you can move the jet forward and back. You can't move these in and out. I kind of wish you could. These can swivel, and the wings can move, and this can rotate. And then the wings here, they can go up and down and in and out. Not to mention this whole thing can swivel in and out as well. So the one thing I wanted the leader class to do, which was fold the wings down, this can do. So if you want to get him into like a diving through the building pose, you can, or him just standing there with the jetpack sort of down as a cape, you can do that, and I think that's neat. Also, Jetwing Prime stand is clicky here, rotate here, clicky here, and clicky at the top. So it's your standard sort of base. It just has like a, is that 5mm? I don't know if that's 5mm. Do I have anything 5mm? I do have something 5mm. It is a 5mm peg. Okay, so you can do that with Hound now, I guess. Megatronis though has a lot of articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. You got a nice range of motion there as well as rotation. The shoulders, they're on ball joints here so they can move forward and back. However, these ball joints, it's probably not going to do it right now, but they fall off a little bit easier than I would like them to. The shoulder pads can move. The arms can go out that far. You do a bicep rotation. The elbow, oh, there, see, there goes the arm. The elbow joint does something really interesting. So you extend it, and then you can get a full double bend. And it sort of like sucks this circle piece in, so you can go boom, and then you have to pull it out a bit, and then boom, you get a bit more bend. That's very cool. I like that. And then you have the wrist is on a ball joint. Let's get that arm back on. The torso is on a ball joint. He can't really crunch forward that far, but he can go back a little bit and get a little bit of side to side, but you do get a waist joint. The hips are drop downs. They can go down, so the legs can go forward that far. They can go back that far, in and out. Oh, the armor is shifting. Let's move that up. You do have a double jointed knee with moving armor. I really like that, and a lot of nice detail inside that knee as well. And then the ankles can go down, They can go up very far, and I like that. He does have ankle rotation and an ankle pivot. So Megatronis is like Marvel Legends level of posing. The only, oh, and the wings. The wings can, both of them can move and they can swivel. The only issue I have is these shoulders, they come off a little easier than I would like them to.
Blokees also sent over 2 surprise things because they literally told me in email we have some surprises in the box. So I had no idea I was getting these. But that is Clear Unicron's head and the Arc. Clear Unicron's head is just the same as the non-clear one, same functions and everything, just transparent. And the Arc is cool. You can put like things in it. I'm going to store all the Blokees accessories in here, or at least as many as I can, because like it's a nice place to put them. I like all of these. I'm glad the That's not how you words. I'm glad the Galaxy class is changing and innovating. I like how they're branching out more with the Classic class as well to give us these 2. And I hope that they kind of branch into other Transformers properties, like maybe touch Prime or Animated, or I definitely recommend all of these though. They're a lot of fun, and I really like the fact that they're changing how they do things, and I hope that they continue to change and evolve. Double jointed elbows would be very nice. But that is my look at Blokees Galaxy class Wave 8 and Classic class Megatronus, Jetwing Prime, and then Clear Unicron and the Arc. That's a lot of words. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.